A couple of days ago, I was helping one of our teachers at my middle school carry around some of the textbooks that we were gonna need for that lesson. And as I was walking through the hallway and I went around one of the classrooms, our Catholic teacher walked out of there and he told me, TR, what did you do with the exam that we had like a week ago? And immediately I was like, what? It couldn't have gotten that bad. I mean, I did study for it and I don't understand. What did I do so wrong? I didn't approach it with like a fearful attitude that he was gonna yell at me. Because first of all, he's not that type of a person. And even if he did, I just wouldn't care. And second of all, I didn't even get angry at all. I just went along with it. And so we went over to the window. He placed his whatever over there and he pulled out my exam from it. And yeah, we went over the whole thing. He told me, well, basically the exam was split into two parts. One of them I got flawlessly right, and I got an A. But the second side, I got a C, which is completely fine in my opinion. But of course, he was just saying it from a point of view of a strict teacher, to try to get me to study. He was, exaggerating the terms. He was even, smiling at me in like that way to try. He was basically trying me to, react in front of the class, in front of, everyone that was present in the hallway and other stuff like this, typical teacher behavior. And guess what? During the entire time that, you know, I was expected to act like a normal student, normal, who has no ambitions besides school, who has no possible sources of income, who has no motivation and no goals, no ways of getting rich besides just the education system, because that's the only thing that matters, right? No, I just stood there. In fact, I wasn't even angry or fearful internally. I was just standing there, just like smiling at him and, discussing the exam with him like an adult. And of course, don't get me wrong, he's not that type of a teacher that would actually mean it seriously. He was just role playing, he was just trying to get me emotionally to study more, which is completely understandable. But still, yeah, I just retained my poker face. And yeah, everything ended up being alright. He's not that type of a person to actually, take these things seriously. He was just saying it, so that he can get a better resume once he retires, so that we have better grades in there, which I did. My exam wasn't catastrophic, but it wasn't the best also. Anyway, I won't bore you with the details. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that whenever you get onto self improvement and whenever you try to get mastery and success in any kind of a skill, and trust me, this has come from a guy who has helped countless amounts of people in the past achieve their desired reality, get into the right state of mind, develop a strong discipline, willpower, resiliency, productivity, stoicism, and these people haven't even seen my timeless Vidrus mindsets yet, which is a collection of 24 unbreakable mindsets that if applied to your day-to-day life, will guarantee success in any kind of life situation. So believe me, I went through a lot in my life. And whenever you try to switch up and get success within any kind of activity, within any kind of result, your old frequency, your old mental attitude that you've been outputting mentally, whether there are thoughts, beliefs, emotions, attention, identity that you hold about yourself, all of these things make up what's called a frequency. Whenever you make a mental declaration, like for example, I am stupid, I am dumb, I am sick, I am hopeless, I am an idiot, those things will come to haunt you in the future because the universe will only magnify whatever you feel. So through all of these mental declarations, through all of the emotions that you output into the universe, through all of the beliefs that you subconsciously hold about yourself, through all of the thoughts, all of the negative visualizations that don't serve you whatsoever, the universe will make sure that, of course, it will manifest in your life at one point. And don't get me wrong, there's a selection process and we can go into greater details about this, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Of course, once in a time you think about, if someone, for example, jumps you on the street and how you defend yourself, and of course, that's never gonna happen since that doesn't go into the selection process. And you understand what I'm trying to say. Not everything, not every kind of thought and any kind of belief manifests instantly. That's not just how it works. But anyways, those are just small details. And so, this frequency, this collection of beliefs, thoughts, emotions, attention, identities, all of these things that you've been outputting for most of your life are still materializing in our physical plane, meaning that you still haven't overcome them yet, which is completely fine because you didn't even know that you had this power. And so now it is the time to discipline yourself, to stop acting instantly to all of these things. Yeah, sure. We don't want to run away from our realities because, for example, like someone is making fun of us, we just walk out of the room. We don't do those kinds of things, of course, because that will signalize to the universe that we are afraid of it and that we are externalizing our power that we hold over it. And yeah, the universe can be like a loyal servant, but it can also be a harmful master. And so, yeah, what we want to do is change the instant reaction process into love, not into any kind of bullshit, like, for example, overreacting. Like, when someone, for example, makes fun of you in the classroom, you start yelling at them. No, you start to love them. Because, like the law of love states, whenever you love something in the universe, that love will eventually come to you. Because you're one with the whole universe. No matter how voodoo doo doo this bullshit sounds, you may be thinking, it works. And so you must discipline yourself. As a young, strong, timeless leader on self mastery, you must develop this skill. Because, bro, it could have been so easy for me to lash out, to overreact, to get fearful in front of, that guy, that Catholic teacher at our school. But guess what? I didn't do anything. Because in my mind, in the fourth dimensional realm, I am already making more than 10k per month. I already have infinite opportunities coming my way every single day. And this is not an exaggeration. I see proof of this each and every single day. The universe is sending me signals that it is working, and it is working fast. I'm not joking, bro. It is happening. And from my point of view, it has already happened. In I'm aligning myself with it mentally and spiritually. It's just a matter of time before it manifests and it materializes in our physical plane also. And that will be the time when you will suddenly see all when you will see me all across your YouTube homepage. And yeah, you will see it. And guess what? God will be willing to give it to me because I will have the same love for everything that Jesus Christ had. Because when Jesus Christ was getting crucified, a perfect man, what did he say unto God? He said that, "Oh Father, please don't punish them because they don't realize what kind of a sin they are committing." Hatred and all of these low level emotions, low vibratory emotions, sorry, like fear, worry, anxiety, apathy, laziness, anger, all of these things. Reacting with these kinds of things will never get you anywhere. Sure, it will get you somewhere, and that is your undesired reality. Undesired reality, sorry. Because, like I already said, whatever emotion you output into the universe will not only bring it to you, but magnify it also. So that it is like, so it's like a rage bait. You continue getting angrier and angrier and angrier and angrier, and it is just a negative feedback loop that never ends. And so you get into your undesired reality. But yeah, the universe will just give you more things to be angry about, more things to fear, more things to be apathetic about, and you won't get anywhere in terms of progress. But if you leverage this right, and you love everything, everything will love and respect you also. My timeless reader, this is how it works. This is the game. So you must change this instant reaction of yours from hatred and all these low vibratory emotions into something stronger. You must discipline yourself, bro. You must act stoic. Like, of course, the things that contradict your desired reality will keep on materializing in your life for the next couple of months, but that's completely fine. It's just a couple of months, bro, compared to the rest of your life, which is like 80 years. Can't you just create a perfect image of your desired reality? Just like a 5-second clip from it. It doesn't need to be like, you know, I don't know, a shortcut. You know, like an hour-long video that you just replay at the back of your mind. No, just create like a vague image of the desired reality that you wish to have. Like you succeeding at that boxing competition, you finally talking fluently in Italian, you finally having that dream woman hugging you and telling you that she's proud of you because you started making, I don't know, more than 10K per month. And you can retire her. Just create like a 5-second clip of this and play it in your mind consciously until you don't until you just get sick of it. That's literally how you do it. And now, of course, when these life tests come your way, like for example, the teacher comes to stop you and he tells you and he discusses the exam with you, of course, those are the kinds of situations where you can't really focus on it. So, of course, put all of your mental energy on there because if you focus on just that visualization and you don't pay attention to what is actually important in the present moment, then yeah, that will signalize to the universe, like we already said, that you're running away from it and that you're not strong enough to handle it. So yeah, but once you get out of that life test, once you go through the awkwardness, just forget about it because every single thought that is in your subconscious mind that isn't there to serve you is there just to control you. And when you give it no power, it won't manifest in your life later. When you give it no emotion, that's just how it goes. So remember, meditation, discipline, and willpower, brother. These are these are the good habits and good skills that you must develop and that you must get better at. Okay? Okay. And just create that mental image of your desired reality where you can say to yourself, I am rich, I am powerful, I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am loved. And just create like a 10-second clip, like, a TikTok, for example, and just replay it at the back of your subconscious mind. The visuals, they don't have to be perfect. The voices that you hear don't have to be perfect. I don't know, the location, it doesn't need to be perfect. All you need to do is just create like a vague memory and just engrave it into your subconscious mind. And this will automatically become just subliminal to you, and you will do this pretty much automatically. That's just it. That's the game. My timeless reader. Thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you